Back y'all. I'm at my auntie's house, MC Benz.
What's up?
In the house. We were just talking a little bit about
outer space.
Yeah, outer space, specifically with the very famous moon landing that happened on July 15th or 16th, 1969, which was legit 50 years ago. Yeah, it's 2019, 1969. But there are a lot of things that are seemingly off with the pictures that were taken in outer space, where Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong were the first people to set foot on the moon.
Supposedly.
There was a specific race to go to the moon first, but it was 1969, and there was Hollywood back then, right? That's what my aunt brought up.
There's always been Hollywood.
Yeah, always been Hollywood. Didn't you think they had the props and the technology to make it look staged? Like, make the ground look like it was the moon? Or
Hollywood can make an earthquake happen. Hollywood can do anything, I think.
I mean, Hollywood literally does everything, especially nowadays. You can fake explosions, you can fake crashes, you can fake a lot of stuff. You can
remember the picture of the astronaut on the moon? Wait a minute, can you focus? Okay, remember that? There was a thing where if you zoomed into the camera to look at the guy who was taking this picture, there's a lot of mystery in that.
I think my battery's dying. Sorry, y'all, my camera went, or battery died, so I'm gonna charge this. MC Benz, you had a couple of information to share before the camera died.
Well, I was just saying a couple things about, like, the lighting, you know. If you're on the moon, the sun is obviously shining in the distance, and it would make your shadow in a certain location on the ground. And so some of the shadows in the grounds just didn't add up. Also, the flag was another thing that looked like it had a string on it, and why would it be blowing in the wind if there's supposedly no wind or air in outer space? Something about the picture they took from him. And hey, when you watch movies and stuff, sometimes you're watching a movie and there's news in the movie, right? Mm-hmm. And you know it's fake news, but sometimes you see the regular people that we see on our regular news acting in that movie doing fake news. So how do you know which news is real and which is not? They get a script anyway, they read from a paper. So those things are suspicious, and I think if you can create an explosion, an earthquake, a volcano eruption, why can't Hollywood fake the moon landing? You know what I mean?
There was this one news report that faked a crime scene, and and Shane Dawson was talking about he confirmed it.
Oh yeah, they were standing in just a random place and they had crime scene tape behind them or something.
Just one strand of, there was no cops or anything, no detectives or anything.
They were trying to say that it was there.
Yeah, but then there's this one lady that's like, just breaking in, we're in this this house right here. There's a big crime scene happening. We will inform you on any other further updates, and we will go back to you right now, Jeff.
What if whenever you're driving down the road and you see an accident or something happen, you should come out and start recording that? Or if we hear something about something that happened, just run over there with your own camera and be your own reporter. But anyway, back to the moon landing. The astronaut's footprint will last on the moon forever because there is no wind to blow them away, supposedly. But what if there's other aliens and other objects out there?
Imagine if we could breathe in outer space.
And why would there be a footprint? Is the moon made of sand? I thought it was a big rock. So how could the footprint be imprinted in there unless it's some kind of clay or soft texture on the moon? What do you think?
I mean, there could be like small particles, like, you know, like small pebbles and stuff like that, like gravel on the moon. Maybe that could be that, but
it looks way perfect though.
But then again, there's like other, I mean, supposedly they brought back samples from the moon back to Earth and realized that a lot of the material and a lot of how the texture was very similar, if not the exact same, to Earth. So there's a theory out there that the moon was once a part of the Earth.
Blue moon.
If you can believe that. If the moon even exists.
Don't some planets have more than one moon?
Yeah.
Is a moon a star?
The moon's not a star.
what is it? Just a rock that
the moon is just
absorbs light from the sun?
We just call the moon. They're just big, gigantic rocks or comets or whatever.
And
they're basically asteroids.
My main question is, if we were able to get away with it in 69, why didn't we go back out there in 70, 72, 74, 76, 78, you know?
So the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s.
Because once they invented a camera, they kept coming out with new cameras, better cameras, advanced cameras. They say that the cell phones They say that the cell phones right now have way more technology than what they had in the spaceships back then that supposedly went to the moon. So they got all this technology now. Why haven't we kept going back to the moon if it was that easy? And number two, why haven't they sent like animals up there and stuff? Or maybe they have, who knows?
Is the moon even real?
Real as into what? You think it's like something
some sort of hologram or something?
Well, it does like not rise.
I don't think so. I don't think so, because like
see it
maybe
in the daytime sometimes, and then you see it at night.
Because even back then, like I believe people had like
it's the Death Star.
Oh, the Death Star. Is there an? You know, some people actually like had a petition for like the government to make a Death Star.
If you weigh 0 pounds on the moon, and they said that, well, how much did the space suit weigh?
Approximately 90 pounds.
So let's say, I don't know, 165, 180 pound man wears a 90 pound suit to go on the moon. Why would that hold him down if there's 0 gravity and the suit doesn't weigh nothing over there anyway, regardless? And you don't weigh nothing over there. So whether he had a 200 pound suit and his 200 pound self, which is a total of 400 pounds, but in the moon you still don't weigh. How would that hold you down anyway? You would have to be tethered with some kind of rope or something so you don't fly away. What was that movie with Sandra Bullock that she was like lost in space? She was floating in space.
I think it was called Gravity.
Gravity, yes. She eventually wound up crashing down to the earth. I thought it was a good movie because it kind of makes you think, like, what would it be like if you were out there in space and you thought that you were going to be just trapped floating out there until you died, until you ran out of oxygen or ran out of food? That'd be pretty freaky. But somehow she got back.
She got back safely.
And then none of the moon pictures have like any stars in the background. Come on, dude. If you're in outer space where all the stars are, why wouldn't there be more in the distance? Like right now from Earth, you look up to the sky.
There's multiple stars from there.
Right.
But some people claim that, oh, the sun was shining so much that you couldn't be able to see any stars.
And then they put a flag up there. Did anyone else supposedly make it to the moon, like Russia or China or anybody else?
I think Russia made it like a little bit later, like maybe in 71 or 72. I never catch up with those kind of things. I just believed it for what it was when I was a kid, but... In
this picture here, it shows in the helmet, the suit of the space guy, that you could see like a camera prop or a microphone or something up above. Take a look at that. Oh, my back. Take a look at that. I can't stretch my arm. Oh,
that looks like
pinch nerve.
Like that looks like some sort of it looks like some sort of microphone or some sort of other camera.
Some kind of some kind of lighting thing or something.
And what makes you think that this part right here may not be like some sort of light that's like projecting some sort of light, like maybe like a light bulb?
And supposedly, like on the ground, if there's only one light source, which is the sun, then why would it be a different reflection or more than one shadow on the ground? Like, let's say you're standing right here, right? And the sun is going this way. Then your shadow would reflect like maybe this way or something. But there was like 1 or 2 different shadows. So that means there are 2 different light sources in order to form 2 shadows of your body there.
And this is a true fact. Rainbows, you see in like these pictures where like the sun and the rainbow are together. That's not true in real life.
Sun and rainbows? Never heard of that. It shows the bottom. It shows the bottom of the footprint of the space suit, right? Let's wait till it clears up. Okay, look at the print on that suit, right? And then when you look here, it doesn't even match the damn footprint that was on the moon. Okay, hold on, let it focus.
It's focusing on you. Okay.
Okay, you see the print on the bottom of the shoe? It ain't no Air Jordan, but then you look at the boot.
It's like an astronaut boot.
Right, the boot has a circle on the top and a different shape in the bottom. And then the astronaut boot, the print on the ground, look, it shows like just lines going across. If the boot looked like this, if the boot had a circle and then another separate piece on the heel, why would it show just straight lines? You see?
Yeah.
Just straight lines on the moon print.
what I was gonna say about the sun and rainbow thing, because you see all these pictures of it, of sunshine, rainbows, and smiles and all that. In real life, that's not true. The rainbow will always be opposite the sun, always. No matter what way the sun is facing, it'll always be the opposite. The sun's over here, rainbow will always be on the other side, because it has to cast some sort of light for light to be bent from the rainbow. Also, look at this picture. I have to get out of it so it'll focus on. Oh yeah, you see? These looks like some proppy Air Jordans right there, and this looks like a regular astronaut boot.
But why would it be an astronaut boot if that's not the boots they wore?
Something you're not telling us, NASA.
So think about it. Before they actually were going to go to the moon, if they really did, they would have to practice a lot, right? So where would they practice? Probably in Arizona, in some deserty kind of, you know, because they had to look for something that was kind of the closest to the texture of the moon that they can get. So they probably went somewhere in Arizona where there's no straight land, just rocky roads, a lot of rocks, dirt, sand, whatever. And they probably, you know, landed their ship there and did their thing to practice, right? Because just like war, you have to go practice in the desert so that when you get to over there to Iran, Iraq, whatever, you're in their kind of turf, because you can't practice on a smooth surface how to run with military gear, with your weapon and all that. You can't practice on a smooth basketball court if that's not where you're going to be fighting war. If you're going to be fighting war in a bumpy, gravel, sandy, rocky type of road, then you have to practice on that so that you know that when you do get out there, you'll be able to handle how to maneuver on that.
We can ask my sister about that, because she's going to be in the Marine. She's going to be doing all sorts of, well, not really all sorts of combat, but she's been practicing. She's been going to the Marine thing. The Marine Corps, where they were practicing running. She
going to boot camp first. We got to make sure she passed her boot camp first before she becomes an actual Marine.
Yep.
I wonder what prints are on her boots. But yeah, so the boot doesn't match. The fan blowing doesn't match. They look like it was a string on top. Did I say the fan? I meant to say the flag. The American flag. There was they showed when it looked like it's blowing. And think about it. Everybody's on TV watching. In the what, 1969 you said this took place?
Yeah.
What, they had black and white TVs then, they didn't have color, so everybody
there were some color
was believing
photos,
what they saw.
But
yeah, but wasn't that produced later on in the future?
I don't know. There probably were some color photos back then.
But how? There it is. Moon landing. Take 6.
Neil, if you could just move your astronaut suit to the side so that we can get a clear shot of the American flag on your chest, that would be cool. All right, thank you. All right, everybody, first positions.
I know, like, Neil, we just caught you scratching your butt on that one. Let's retake that.
We have to retake that one. All right, Buzz, you stay right there. All right, just put down that rock. We don't need it. All right, sir, can you move the light like right there so that okay, yeah. Okay, put the flag right there. We're just goofing around, but like that's what probably could have happened, you know? That could have been a staged scene. That's something to think about. So, anything else you want? Anything else interesting, or just something?
I don't know. I just noticed, like, when I see movies and they're doing news reports in movies, they look real. They look like actual news reports that we watch. So when they're really telling us a news report while we're watching the news ourselves, is that really real? Are they making stuff up? And you know, they only put things on TV that they want you to see or know about, or if they're trying to dumb
us down. They want to dumb us down and look at other stuff when we're not
dumb us down, or if they want
picture.
to try to just, like, okay, for example, I heard this before, like, a lot of people do riots, right? People of all races. For example, when certain soccer teams lose, the fans go wild. They start flipping over cars, burning cars, and all this stuff. But they don't really show that. They like to show when African Americans riot and they're doing things, and they like to point that out all the time. So they'll show that constantly to make it seem like, hey, these people are violent, this is what's happening, and all that stuff. But when it comes to other people, they don't really point that out too much. They'll say, oh, angry fans took to the streets. No, they don't call them violent protesters like they will, you know, label someone else.
Right.
And I just don't know why people destroy property in the first place anyway, because what is that going to help if you burn down the McDonald's in your neighborhood because you're angry that a police officer beat somebody up? It's like, hey, if you wouldn't be committing the crime, you wouldn't be doing the time. So I want to pull up the audio of the moon landing to see what it sounds like. I know it's really like old. What do they say? Roger that. Oh, they have a lot of missions here, but oh, and that's another thing. They never went back to the moon. There was all these Apollo missions, Apollo 5, Apollo 6, Apollo 11.
Apollo 11, 19.
And all they do is fly around in space. And how they get them satellites and all that thing out there? Why do you think we have all this technology on our phones and everything? Audio of the moon landing, 69. 1969. Okay, while this lady says her stupid commercial, we're gonna skip her ad, okay?
Let's cut it because it's close to 16 minutes.
Eagle, Houston, we see you on the stereo, over. Roger, Eagle, contact. Roger, how does it look? Eagle has wings. Roger.
I don't know, this already looks sketchy to me.
It could be all acting.
I think we need to watch the light sources.
Because they're not gonna say they're lying about it. If they're practicing and they're making it seem like they're really landing, they're gonna speak as if they're doing it.
Right now, nothing's happening.
And said the eagle has landed, but it doesn't even look like an eagle.
Okay, all flight controllers, gonna go for landing. Retro, go. Lido, go. Guys, go.
Put it
Control,
away
go.
from-
Telcom, go.
Put it away
Houston,
from-
go. Ecom,
Thank you.
Surgeon, go. Capcom, we're go for landing. Altitude 4200. Houston, you're a go for landing, over. Roger, understand, go for landing. 3,000 feet. You're looking great.
Pretend this is July 16th.
How come there's not one alien on
Good
there?
here, Fido. How about you, Telcom? Go. Guidance, you happy? Go. Fido, go.
Why is the moon
2,000
empty?
feet, 2,000 feet. Into the ag, 47 degrees. Roger. 47 degrees.
Who's Roger?
Still looking very good. Here go. Without alarm.
See, no.
Ah!
We're,
My bad.
You're only seeing the audio.
Roger, 1201.
You're only hearing the audio. We can see the video.
Okay, we're go. We're go.
Is that a black guy?
We're go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Altitude 1600. Eagle looking great.
That looks
No, it's not looking great. There's no stars in the distance.
35 degrees. 750.
You watch Star Wars, there's so many stars in the galaxy. You watch the real moon landing, not one damn star.
Not one damn star, not one damn planet. You don't even see the Earth.
150 feet down at 4.
Are they gonna crash?
This is bull honky.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, down. 220 feet.
And that's pretty fast speed if they're about to land. You're gonna hit all that rocky, bumpy road.
This looks like a camera shot, like an actual like just
100 feet. 3.5 down. 9 forward.
Look, now they're going like,
75
now they
feet.
all of a sudden
That's
stop
looking
moving.
good. Down a half. 6 forward. 60 seconds. Lights on. Forward. Forward. 40 feet down. 2.5. Picking up some dust. Big shadow. 4 forward. Drift into the right a little. 30 seconds. Forward. Just contact light.
Doosh.
Okay, engine stop. We copy you down, Eagle. Houston,
Has Buzz died yet, or the other guy?
both of them.
Tranquility Base here.
I wonder if they said anything on their deathbed like that shit was fake.
That's it. Houston, we have a problem. All that was fake.
Houston, we have a problem.
So I guess that's really it for what the moon landing and stuff. Unless you seriously really do have other stuff to say, but I don't know. I feel like we're probably gonna get some sort of notice from NASA saying, hey, we need you to take
No,
that
you
video
know what's
down.
gonna happen? You're gonna be trying to upload it and upload it and upload it, and you're gonna text me and say this is not working. They won't even let me upload it because they're gonna stop you right away.
Probably, but you know what? It's worth a shot.
Pass me my iPad. I want to show you something that I thought was kind of strange and weird. If you guys have Google Earth, you should get on Google Earth and look at all the interesting things that you could see. I'm gonna show you something that I thought was kind of strange, which has nothing to do with the moon landing, but it's like, what's going on here? Okay, let's go to America, right?
Earthy Earth.
I'm gonna zoom in. Here's Google Earth, guys. That lighting is bothering in the back. Okay, I'm zooming into the Bahamas. You see the Bahamas? See that light blue water around there? Okay, if you zoom in deeper and you zoom in closer, we're at the West Side National Park in the Bahamas. Now watch this. I'm gonna zoom in closer. Check this out. Okay, you see that looks like water, right? And what is this? Are these both water? Because like if you look at it, here's Florida. You got Florida, which is everything green, is Cuba, Haiti, and Dominican Republic. This is all land. Then we got the Bahamas here, which are small islands. So all this purplish, bluish is supposed to be water, but then when you're by the island, is this like cleaner water? Like what is this? But anyway, my point is if you zoom really close, you could actually see land under the water. Is that Atlantis down there?
Atlantis or Pantis?
Or what could it be? If you zoom in closer, it looks very, very strange. Like there's literally land under there. Come by here closer to where the rocks is, the land, and look.
Where the beaches are.
If you zoom in more, it seems like you see land under there, which is possible, but then again, it's like so strange. Oh, and I don't know, but if you check out your Google Maps and you search around, you can find things that look like they've been covered, like so they don't want you to see certain things in certain places. But this is strange to me here. You got the land, right? Here's Miami, Florida. As soon as you go out, this is all supposed to be water. Why does this water look different from that water? Look at the crevices here. Are these supposed to be like mountains under the water or something? I really don't get it. Then this looks like a strip here, but everything else looks kind of blurred out. Like they don't want you to see certain things. Why is this water different from the... Oh, look at this. Like a complete mountain under there or something. What's going on here? Look, this is North Cat Cay. That must be that island. You see some of it is above water and maybe the rest of it is below the water. Kind of strange, isn't it? That's all supposed to be under the sea. You see, under the sea.
Darling, it's better.
That's straight water.
It's wetter.
But yeah, so there are people who literally go to like the North Pole, right? Which is supposed to be above America at the top. So how much percentage of the world is water? 75%, just like our body is 75% water?
Supposedly.
If you go to the top, is this supposed to be the North Pole here? This snow.
Greenland.
Is it freezing there right now even though we're not? That's Greenland. Why do they call it Greenland when it look like white land?
And they call Iceland when it's green.
That's weird. I tell you, the world is backwards. So if this is America and that's Canada and that's Greenland, then what's this up here? Is that Australia?
I think.
Is Australia at the top or is Australia on the other side?
If you zoom in,
confused.
If you zoom in, you'll probably find out. It'll probably tell you the place.
Let's go to the South Pole. Here's the South Pole. Wow, it's all full of snow. You zoom in. What is this?
A licky boom boom down.
See, this is a conspiracy.
It's all blurred out.
Let's see if it could. Yes, it looks pixelated. This is supposed to be the South Pole, guys. It's totally pixelated. You can't investigate anything there.
It's 16-bit.
What if we wanted to see if the abominable snowman was real?
We probably can't see that.
If Santa is in the North Pole.
Santa ain't real.
With his hoe and his elves. I was going to say his elves.
His hoe and his elves.
This is so strange. Google Earth, what are you doing to us? Are you messing with our minds? Look. Smiley, Rothschild. Oh my God, Alexander Island.
My 7th grade gym teacher his name was Rothschild.
James Ross.
Eric Rothschild.
Machu Picchu base. Really? I didn't know Machu Picchu was over there. You know it's Machu Picchu, right?
I heard of that, Machu Picchu.
Look, it says 2019 Google.
So this is.
Telling you, they block that they don't want you to see. If you look really close, it says 2019 Google right there.
Why would stuff be pixelated when it should be crystal clear?
Base. Getting back out of the world, zooming out and turning it. Yeah, so check these things out. You see, no stars around. That's how you know the shit is fake. This is Africa. Half of the bottom is green. The top is like sandy. Where Niger is, Libya, Egypt. I'm surprised they didn't spell Niger, Nigger.
That would have been really bad.
Chad, Saudi Arabia. Look at this. It's all sandy and stuff. Who knows if they came over here and faked the moon landing. And Al Jazeera. They got a lot of red dirt over there. You know where there's a lot of red dirt too? In North Carolina. I used to live out there for a little bit. Hey, look, I found a little base over there. Here's a little base in Saudi Arabia somewhere. I don't know if it's a military base or some kind of spy spot. And it doesn't clear up either. It looks blurred out. Look, what are these roads? It's a couple of roads to get there. Look at this. When you zoom out, you see nothing, right? Look at that. It's nothing. Just dirt. Oman, United Arab, Saudi Arabia.
Emirates.
Here's Iran. And Iraq should be next to
otherwise
that.
known as Persia.
You know, out here is supposed to be the Garden of Eden. There's supposed to be like 3 rivers. The River Jordan. 2 other rivers. Let's see. Iran. Where's Iraq? Isn't it close by?
Here it is.
Iraq. Oh, Iran and Iraq. I think over here somewhere. There's supposed to be, they mention in the Bible, like 3 rivers that come down to the Garden of Eden. Here's one right here. And one supposedly is like underwater now, so you can't see it. Hey, look, there's a restaurant over here. Let's see what it is. Albadia Restaurant. Eat good food. Let's see if there's a McDonald's or something over here. Nope, this is... Oh, shoot. You don't understand the language. It's just written in Hindu or whatever. The mosque.
It's written in some sort of Arabic.
Falu, Iraq. Oh, look, a college. Faculty of Medicine in Fallujah. Something like that.
This is going to be a really long video.
Wow, this is in Iraq somewhere. Anyway, we did get off the topic of the moon landing. So
this might be another conspiracy video.
I just feel that if you've been to the moon once, like you make a car once, after that you can make more and plenty and better. Why would you just be able to go to the moon once and then like you can never do it again? It just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So are they lying to us? Are they saying that we're the best when we're not the best?
Anyways, we'll leave that up to you guys in the comment section to talk about.
I'm gonna go check the food out.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We will see you guys in the next video. Peace.